We're rolling. Excellent. Right. Be it on stage, off stage, at a boardroom meeting, in a conference, name the location, it does not really matter. If you lack communication skills, you're always going to feel uncomfortable, even if it's a one-on-one conversation with a good friend, or even facing something that is absolutely crucial, like an interview. Communication skills is the most important element that everybody is looking for. Why are they looking for good communication skills? Let's understand this. Communications connect one another. They bring you and groups of people together. They help you bring about the message that you have and what it is that you want to bring out of yourself in order for people to have faith, trust, and understand what it is that you understand differently. Communications help understand the differences and the similarities of people. Join the ICP.
Sri Lanka has been under lockdown.
We all have had mixed emotions.
Somewhat hurt and not sure feeling.
We were silent and just like me, simply lost.
We all have been battling emotions. I want to share a different sense of emotion
and positivity that includes not just me,
but a family of progressive, like-minded people
who, under lockdown, just like you, decided to be productive despite uncertainty.
Pushed to being progressive despite resistance.
And gradually developed a never give up attitude.
An attitude to challenge our surroundings.
Question our beliefs of the world we live in.
Rethink the way we look at things.
Debate the fragments of the media.
Argue as to what education really is.
And smiled at the understandings in satisfaction.
So that smile was and is worthy a mile of progress.
We at Pufferfishlk are ready to embrace you
into a system of learning
where value is not based on how handicapped missions are.
Together, we improve our aspirations, meet inspirations
to form a better self-actualization and progress.
For we are people, and people make society.
And society needs the best, and that is you.
Empower to be empowered.
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 Hello world, a very, very good evening to all of you ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining in and tuning in on the ICP Jr platform live podcast shows. You're with me, Shoaib Ali, and today I know very well that you are here to listen to all the amazing speakers, and I've got nothing to do with me. But here's something that I want to share with you. Remember that each and every speaker of ours is fresh on the block, and they are here to share their ideas, their insights, their perspectives together with you. So don't hesitate to share in with the comments and also to share this particular live cast, because this is the kind of shows that we really need. The ones that empower every person's thinking, the ones that make us re-question the way we look at things and also help us understand what it is that we are supposed to prioritize first. Now, Today's topic is something absolutely amazing, the best advice I have ever got. Now, when you ask this kind of statement from me, oh, everything sounds like the best advice that I've ever got, but being in a situation to choose that one particular one and express it is gonna be really tough. So, you know what? Why don't we appreciate each and every speaker that is here? Send in that particular love, share in your comments, and whatever it is that you want to say over there as well. And also share the advice that you have got. And if it's cool enough and if it's super duper awesome, I'm definitely going to share it here on the feed as one of the comments as well. It'll be nice to see your name also coming right at the bottom. So do not hesitate and do not deprive us of your conversation and your perspective as well. We know that you're not here backstage together with us in the studio or in person, but we know very well that you are listening to us, and that means that you are absolutely amazing. Now, let me bring in your host for this beautiful evening. That is Fadil Irshan. How's it going, Fadil? How are you?
Great, sir. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Are you excited about this heavy topic, Fadil?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. How do you want to play this? Do you want to bring in each and every speaker to express themselves, or do you have an intro to express? Do you want me out of the studio in backstage? You tell me how it has to be, and I will be that way.
So I have something to talk about this topic because I think that it's a really special topic. So you know that sometimes our parents or grandparents or uncles tell us something, and later they'll tell that it will help us in some part of our life. I think that's true because what they gave you was an advice. It should be followed and not neglected because they are like those advices are from people with experience. And so I think that so the best advice that I had is that luck comes from hard work, and I think that this is true because you know there are some people who are like, I don't need hard work, I have luck on my side. Other people who end up failing really badly, and this piece of advice is something that gave me the realization that without hard work you cannot succeed in like anything in life. So this is the best advice that I've ever had. But people are on a tier to on listening my advice. I hope that our speakers have like Mohamed's advice is better than this.
Okay. I'm not sure what the mixed emotions of each and every listener is gonna be, and it's a little difficult to say the way you said so. Nobody is going to be interested in what advice we've got to share. But if we can say that's an advice that we got, then people are definitely going to be interested in it because that makes sense. What advice you shared right now, and I'm sure there are plenty others who are going to share similar thoughts as well. Who do you want to bring in first into the conversation, Fadil?
So I would like to bring Methuji Samarkand.
All right, let's bring Method Samarkand in.
So how are you, Methuji?
I'm good.
Okay, so what is the best advice that you ever got?
Yes, so all of us have been given a lot of advice by a lot of people in our lives. But there are some that are quite special or useful for us. Your parents might have advised you to study more, and you may have heard practice makes perfect, or even to read more books. But for me, the best advice I ever got was how to study properly by my mother. So, obviously, everyone here knows how to study, including me. But most people find studying boring or repetitive, and that can demotivate us to study, or you might even find it hard to concentrate. Now, what if I told you there are better ways to study? Well, yes, there is, and I'm going to tell you how. So, one simple thing you can do is study in a separate room on a desk and tell the people in your home not to disturb you unless it's urgent or needed so you can concentrate. So, because you wouldn't want someone to come in and ask you for help, and then 1 hour later, you'll be found watching TV. So, another thing you could do is arrange certain times every day to study. You could choose to study in the afternoon if you have trouble in the morning, or vice versa. And you could start maybe with the 30 minutes of studying daily at first, and slowly increase your time to like 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. Like, if you like started with 2 hours, you can get like really stressed and end up throwing your book out the window. And you can also write notes or short notes. Now, short notes are like notes, but mostly just main points and topics. And this is like my final tip advice. And it is to keep devices out of the room. If you need to keep track of time, get an analog watch or a clock. And if you really need to do something on a device, have a piece of paper and write down whatever you need to do on the device. Like send a message or watch a video. And do it after your study session. And if you didn't write it down, you would have sent that text and 1 hour later you would be on that device still, or maybe even sleeping. So that was the best advice I have ever got. And I hope you learned something from my advice, and I also hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Manager. I really think that that's a really good piece of advice because again, I think that even I can learn some stuff through that because I have a habit of keeping my phone near me when I'm studying. So like when soon as I get a notification, I'm like, okay, I'll take this phone. I think that that is a very good piece of advice to like write down what we had to do on the devices later. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you. So
You're welcome.
next, why
Thank
don't you
you.
bring?
Just before we get move on any further, we are having the backstage really pumping up with more and more people coming in. So my best request to Metuja Samarako, now that he has expressed himself about what is the best advice I've ever got, to please join us on the social media feed that's on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook on one of the three platforms, and join in on the conversation together with the comments section, because we are having a lot of learners coming in to express themselves on this particular topic. Thank you very much, Metuja, for joining us. And
Okay,
yes, I
thank
think
you,
I
and
relearned
see
how to
you.
study. Yes, Metuja. Thank you.
I'll
All right. I'm not sure whether I cut him off a little bit short or not, but I hope he will forgive me if that was me, Metuja. I'm really sorry. Please do, once you're done with your element of expressing yourself on what is the best advice, I would humbly request for you to log out of StreamYard and join us through the social media feeds. That is on Facebook, that is pufferfish.lk, facebook.com/pufferfish.lk. On LinkedIn, that is on my LinkedIn social media page, that is Shoaib Ali on LinkedIn, and as well as our YouTube page, that is pufferfish.lk again. Fadil Irshan, do tell me, what should I do next? Who can I bring in next?
So like I really like your speech. So I think that it's best if we take Fatima Shafan next because I think that's
Fatima Shafan next. All
kind of
right,
that
let's
makes
bring
sense.
in Fatima Shafan on what her ideas is on what is the best advice I ever got.
Hello, Fatima. How are you doing?
Hello, how is everyone doing? Actually, I'm good, doing good. Father, how are you? Sir, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm doing really good, Fatima. Thank you very much for asking. Are you really excited about this important topic?
Yes.
All right, over to you, Fadil. I'm listening.
Okay. I'm lagging issues because the internet kind of looks weird today. But today's topic is the best advice I ever got. Okay, now this is kind of tricky to understand, and to when you hear this you're like, okay, so let's see what the best advice we got. Well, for me, I have got around at least a lot, like at least around, let's say, five, maybe. As father said, we get advices from our grandparents, uncles, aunt, well, our parents. Even sometimes we get it from people who we don't know, people who we not like like a stranger. Maybe when we are doing something wrong, they're like, "Don't do this; it's not good." Well, everyone, because all the elders give us advices. One main advice I think that everyone might have got is just keep going no matter what. Well, this advice has been with me for since almost an year now, because of this COVID, we all are like stuck at home and we can't do anything. So just keep going no matter what. So, what the meaning behind this is, if you learn to become comfortable with the discomfort of rejection or something, uh, you will forever preserve to claim the moments of joy, accomplishment you seek. It won't actually always look how you imagine, because it's the life is really rarely predictable, and but it will feel familiar, it will feel right, it will feel like home. All you have to do is just keep going on life and do what, not like, no matter what happens. Second one is, your life is your responsibility. Well, this is one of the main advice each one needs to know. Well, this is not something to take lightly, just ignore it, just like put it aside and just not take that as an advice. Well, this is a blessing. I said, this is a blessing. Well, you get to be accountable for yourself. And it is a privilege to have this responsibility. And so take this responsibility for how you show up in the world, how you want to see, how do you want people to look at you, how do people think about you. Honor this gift that God, everybody gave you, gave this to you in your life by exercising the right things. And just again and again and again, practice it. And dignify yourself and take responsibility for your own well-being. It's just yours to be claimed. And always remember that, I would like to finish with a quote saying that nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, but some mistakes will teach you great lessons and make you a better person. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. That was really deep, actually. It was really, really deep. Like, it's true that our life is our own responsibility, and I think that you just spit a lot of facts right now. Like, like our parents will not always be responsible of who we are, and we should get ready for what's coming next. So I think that that's a really good advice.
Indeed, I definitely agree with Fadil Irshan and what Fatima Shafan said. Fatima Shafan, but out of the five that you shared, which one's the best one? Though? One. Is there something like that? Yeah.
I think she mentioned that.
Well, the last quote I told was very important, because everyone thinks they are perfect, but from what I saw in myself, not not only me, but there's a mistake everyone does, right? It's not, they're not going to be fully perfect. Like, everyone's not perfect. Like how you saw Elon Musk, he wasn't perfect. He just did at least 4 times to that rocket thingy, so he wasn't perfect. But the last thing, he was like, okay, I'm doing it, and he like just did it. So I say that everyone's not perfect.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Fatima Shafan. A quick request to you from the studio side of this is to please be kind enough to log out StreamYard, because we have more learners coming in today to express themselves, and there is only a limited amount that we can hold in. I'd like to also request all the other learners who are stepping in to keep their expressions within the frame of 2 minutes so that we can accommodate more people on the show. Please be kind enough to join us on our social media feeds, that is YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And do not fail us. Please join us in with the comments as well. We'll be looking forward to answering your questions also on that side. Thank you very much, Fatima Shafan. All right, Father, this is an absolutely amazing run of speakers. This is like a marathon of speakers coming in on board, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who should we bring in next?
So next up is Tisumi.
Tisumi. All right, let's bring Tisumi in. But I do not see Tisumi backstage. I'm guessing she has dropped out. She'll be coming in again.
So
Um,
Atif then.
Atif. All right, let's bring in Atif. Atif into the house. Here you go, Atif. What's up, Atif? How's it going?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
Super duper good. Are you living the backstage life?
Very good.
Yeah, excellent. Over to you, Fadil.
Okay, so Atif, what is the best advice that you ever got? Like, why don't you share
Best
this? Share
advice
about.
that I ever got is I can't say I've got a lot of advices, but the best I've got is do what you love and not what you are told to love. Many people don't do what they love. They just do what they are told to love. I've seen a lot of people do it and they are regretting it now. And another advice is never look back. Make a choice and never turn around. So life is simple. You make choices and you don't look back. Success takes hard work. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Atif. I think that actually makes a lot of sense because if you don't do what you like, there's a high possibility that you'll fail in many things. Like they say
Indeed.
that they say that you just want to become a doctor, and someone says, no, you're better in ICT. Why don't you go and do like IT and stuff? And then you end up like not being happy in life with that. Like you didn't get to do what you want to do since you were a kid. So I think that Atif gave a really good advice over there.
Yes, indeed. I think Atif shared some very, very important points. And I also have some comments coming in that is congratulating Fatima. Your speech was amazing, like always. It's Metuja, by the way. So this is Metuja's comment. I'm not sure. Indecisive. Okay, so that's how his name goes in on YouTube. Absolutely amazing. There is a Maya Banu also joining in who has given in a comment for Metuja that says, well done, Metuja, great advice. Absolutely amazing. Also, question in when there is, I love playing with my cats and playing sports. What do you love? This is the question that was posted by Pufferfish because of Ati's advice that came in. And these are the comments that we are coming in. I love playing with my cats and playing sports. And here is the googly stars from our very own Salva Musin coming in from the studio. So Fadil Irshan, who do you think we should bring in next? I think Tisumi was up in line, so Tisumi is backstage again. Let's bring in Tisumi. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Tisumi, where are you? Here she is, Tisumi. Over to you, Fadil Irshan.
Hi, Tisumi. How are you? I think you're
Right.
on. Great. So, what is the best advice that you got?
Uh, the best advice I ever got is work focus. The time manage the time. I think it's a good advice. Uh, mm, uh, Time management is a process of planning and exercising control of time spent on specific activities, especially in increase effectiveness and product. Is useful to success our life, and this would help us to. So, thank you.
Thank you, Tisumi. I think you really caught Sir's heart because the ICP Junior platform is all about managing time. So that was really great. And I can see Sir over there just clapping. Like, he was impressed.
I am very happy what Tisumi shared. It's one of those very expensive sharings, Father Lirshan, because even though I've got this advice at a very young age, it's kind of really far away for me to start implementing it and getting into action about managing time. It's not really a very easy thing, and if somebody knows how to manage time, it's going to be very, very important. Yes, time management is an amazing piece of advice, and that comes from Fatima Shafan as well, people who are joining in from that end. Let's listen to more advices, Father Lirshan. Do tell me, who should I bring in next? We are having Zumail Ashraf in the house, Daria Hemid, Abid Sadiq, Mufizur Rahman, Zain Sabir, and as well as Zahir. Who should come in?
So I'm just going to randomly pick Abid Sadiq.
Abid Sadiq. Let's bring in Abid Sadiq. Yes. Hello, Abid. How are you keeping?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Excellent. I'm just going to hand you over to Father Lishan. Over to you, Father.
So Abid, what is the best advice that you have ever got?
Well, that's pretty hard to say because I've got a lot of great advice over the years. But one thing I prefer is even if the majority follows it, don't follow them, follow your heart. Uh, Basically, that's something quite challenging, especially for the teens our age or this generation to be specific. Because teens, they also want to do what their friends do because in fear of losing their friends, because their friends will want to do what they want to do. So trying to follow them isn't always the most advisable way because the most common method isn't always the right one. It may be wrong, but they don't see it the way you do. Before going in a certain direction as they are, you should first analyze and figure out whether this thing they do is either wrong or right before you implement it on yourself. It's also important when you take it to professional sides such as business management or even on a conference where you may have to place in some very hefty decisions. And though the majority of the crowd of that conference or business meeting or whatever, you have to be smart enough to realize which method is the right one and which method is the correct one, and also understand whether the method that the majority follows is the right one or the wrong one. So yeah, by far I think that's one of the best advices I've ever got. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Abid. Like as a teen myself, I have noticed my friends like following other people just for the sake of having friends.
Yeah, I've done it myself.
I think that's really common in our new generation. So
Yeah, true.
like, I like what I would like to say to the audience is like do what you like. Just don't follow your friends for everything. They might be
Yeah,
correct, they might be wrong.
yeah,
Just
that's
think,
true. That's true.
yeah. Just do what you think is right.
Yeah.
uh, I feel a little left out from the conversation, but I must say that, being a teen myself, also, I have been doing a lot what the teens have been doing. And, it's nice to be a teen at this age and doing all what everybody is doing. But I think Abid Sadiq really put a trigger into our mind where we need to follow our heart. And by default, what he means is your heart is always going to be in the right place and it's always going to tell you to do the right things. And if you just simply do certain things without thinking, then it's an absolute shame. I would just definitely go with that. Abid Sadiq, thank you so much for joining us and giving your views and ideas on this particular thing. Looking forward to catching you on our social media feeds. And please log out from StreamYard and log in through your social media and join us in on the comments on the comment section. And looking forward to listening to you over there as well. Thank you so much, Abid.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Looking forward to catching you again. Well, that was absolutely amazing, Father Lishan. See, listen, I think many people just follow their friends just because they do something, and their friends are sometimes influenced by some other friend who just is a little bit lost
Yeah.
and things like that, and the circle goes on. And
It's like a
this
very
is,
big chain.
yeah, it's a big chain of nothing but grievances. Like, I'm so sad I just did that, and I'm so sad I just did that, I'm so sad I just did that. It's just a big never-ending loophole of sadness. But I want to throw in some comments that just came into Tisumi over here. Uh, After Fatima Shafan's comment, we got this comment in that says, "Wow, Tisumi, your advice on time management was very useful and you're adorable." Well, we do have people who are inspired by Tisumi in the audience. So that's absolutely amazing. So I asked this question as well. Do you follow your heart? And here is what we found. Great advice, Abid. Right from the question, do you follow your heart? So please, everybody joining in, please be kind enough to express yourself whether you have been following your heart and expressing yourself. Here is another comment from Fatima Shafan that says, that is true, Abid. It's very common as these ages. I have done that too. Okay, I think many people are in the same floor. Like, just teens do it and everybody keeps doing. Charuka Sarojan just throwing in some hearts over here. Thank you very much, Charuka, for expressing your love and support. Over to you, Father Lishan. Who do you think we should bring in from backstage? We have Daria, we have Pemit, we have Mufizur Rahman, Zahir, Zain Sabir, and Zumair Ashraf.
How about we bring Zain Shabir?
All right, let's bring in Zain Shabir. Zain Shabir, would you be kind enough to turn your camera on? Yes, Zain Shabir is ready.
Hello everyone. Good
Hello.
evening. Yeah, so it was a speech competition of the year 2020. I was well ready. Most of my friends went first, and it was my turn. As I got on the stage, I was very confident because I had spent lots of time practicing. When the time for the results finally came, I had not won. I was very sad because I gave my 100%. My mother was very proud of me. She could see that I was very sad. She told me it's not winning but taking part. I was confused, but then she said I really worked hard. I thought about it and it was grateful. I took the advice, and the next competition I participated in, I came first place in. That is the best advice I have ever been given. Thank you.
Thank you, Zain. It's true that it's not always about winning and participation. It's true, like the only thing you need is the experience, like if you're going for the first time. So yeah, that was some really good advice, and congratulations for winning the competition.
What?
Thank you
I
very
couldn't
much, Sabir. Zain Sabir, absolutely amazing delivery. Really, really appreciate your effort in expressing yourself, and looking forward to catching you on the social media feed. You can log out of StreamYard and join in again. Let's just make sure that we are making mileage on the other speakers as well. Who should I bring in next, Fadil Irshan?
Let's bring Zumair Ashraf.
All right, let's bring in Zumair Ashraf to express himself on it. Over to you, Fadil Irshan.
Hello, Zumair. How are you?
I'm fine.
So, what is the best advice that you have ever got?
The best advice I ever got from my mother. She said that we should listen carefully and manage our time and study well. The best advice I ever got from that is study well. If we study well, we can get good knowledges. So that is my best advice where I have got. Thank you.
Thank you, Zumair. It's true that all of us should study either one thing or another, whatever we like, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, it's true that we should be focused on our studies. So, thank you very much, Zumair.
Bye.
Okay. So why don't you bring Daria next?
Hi, we are waiting for Daria to turn your feed on. Daria, are you around? We are a little bit sad that you have turned your feed off. I hope you are available to express yourself till you turn your feed on. Oh, there you are, Daria. How are you? Please mute yourself.
Good.
Good. Okay. Excellent. Over to you, Father Irshan.
Okay, so Daria, what is the best advice that you have ever got?
Um, the best advice I ever got is my school motto: non-citizen omnibus. Not, I mean, it means not for self but for all. At school, we were advised not to be selfish and think of others. Bishopians, we were told always to share and help other people. I tried hard to do the same. One day, my grandmother got a humongous slab of chocolate and it laid on the table for many, many days. She showed no interest in it, no sign of wanting to eat it or share it. I drew her attention to the chocolate a number of times, but but it was no use. She continued to ignore me and the chocolate. She said she she had gone to Bishop's and surely she would know the motto. I thought to myself, maybe she had forgotten it. I thought perhaps I should remind her. I pointed to the humongous slab of chocolate and told her good advice given to me in school. And her old school as well. Non-citizen omnibus, not for not for self but for all. She laughed loud and gave me the chocolate, saying, "You're a devious brat." I followed the advice and I got non-citizen omnibus, not for self but for all, and share the chocolate with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Daria. I really like that motto. It's really selfless. Not for self, but for all. I really like your story. Thank you for sharing that. I'm pretty sure that your
Uh,
grandma is like, damn this bread.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. This is a real Bishopian spirit, and I'm definitely driving in a lot of drive from all the Bishopians coming in through. And Daria, thank you very much for sharing this story. And if at all there is another bar of chocolate or a slab of chocolate, do let us know. We'd like to drive by your place, and maybe myself, Fadil, and everyone else can be like, a motto for everyone.
I was
Thank you very
6
much.
when I did that.
Okay, you were 6 when you did that. All right, looking forward for more of those things. I'm sure your grandma is having an absolutely amazing time having you around.
My
Thank you very
grandmother is sitting right next to me.
Okay, please do give us all our love to your grandmother and
And she told
grandma.
me to add the devious little brat thing.
I'll tell you something. I think you know what? If you don't have the right type of humor around, you're gonna fall back. And I think Daria, you're really blessed. and we envy you right now. So, congratulations, Daria. Looking forward to catching you on the social media feed, and get well soon. We are aware that you are undergoing a little bit of the weather, but very, very happy to have your entertaining humor with us here on the show. Fadil, that was absolutely amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And some
I
of
like the
these
sense
people,
of humor.
yeah, and I should try that trick sometime. Sadiq's good. Sadiq's good. Sadiq's good. Are we giving bad advice? I hope not.
No, I think it's somewhat like I would say like an inspiring thing. Like she's teaching someone a good thing. Like she's teaching her grandma that like we should not be selfish. I don't think that's misleading.
Okay, here's another comment that comes in. Oh my god, I love them all. Daria is so sweet and funny, and her advice is as beautiful as her. Lovely chocolate story. So, Daria, if you're still backstage, this is for you from one of our viewers. Everyone should try that trick. Here is something else that comes from Fatima Shafan. Everyone should try that trick. And Daria, you have stolen people's hearts with your cuteness. Absolutely amazing. And here's another comment that is really nice. Well done, Bishopian. Keep it up. Well, here's one good thing from generations of Bishopians, from grandma to the granddaughter. They've been sharing. That's absolutely amazing. I think we should have more schools that way.
Yeah, true.
I'm sorry, that was an administrative request. Daria, please be kind enough to leave the session from here, and Zain Sabir as well. Please leave the session from StreamYard and join us via social media so that we have room for the other speakers to come in because we have limited slots backstage. And we are having a lot of viewers also on our social media phase. I think, Father Lishan, we are having one of the most amazing podcasts and shows that is going on right now. A quick request to each and every viewer, please do spread the word around that this is the ICP, that stands for Intensive Communications Program. And the only reason why we have the term juniors is to make sure that everybody feels young. I'm also a junior guy, I'm a teenager doing other people's things. We've got Pemit, Mufizur Rahman, and Zahir backstage. Fadil, who should we bring in?
Hey, let's bring Pemit.
Let's bring Pemit in. All right, Pemit. Hey, Pemit, how's it going?
Good. Good evening. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to speak about the best advice I have ever got. Okay, can I start?
Yeah, sure.
When you know better, do better. Your word is your bond. Work hard. Just keep going. And respect to the people. Don't fight with them. And be kind to the people. Those are the advices I got. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pemit. I think those are type of advices which are given by our parents most of the time. Like respect other people, don't fight with other people. So I think that you like shared some advices which like all of us as students can relate to. So thank you.
Including me as a student, I also can relate to that. I'm a student of life. I do not know why it is that each time I try to make myself part of each and every learner, you guys just give me a sarcastic smile. See this smile that Fadil is giving me, Pemit. He's like,
I
Any reason
like
why,
there's
Fadil?
no way to reverse it.
I'm sorry, what?
There's no way to reverse this sarcastic smile in a situation like this.
Listen to Pemit's advice. Be nice to people and be good to people, Fadil. Thank you very much, Pemit, for joining us. Absolutely important and very, very amazing advice. Join us on the social media feeds. Please be able to sign out of StreamYard and join in via Facebook. And looking forward for some of your comments as well. There are more comments coming in. I'd like to share them over here. Manjula is sending you hearts and kisses, and there is more that is coming your way, Pemit. Wish you all the very best. Uh, you see, but this is absolutely amazing. People being motivated to do absolutely amazing speeches and talk shows, Fadil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We are having Mufizur Rahman and Zahir backstage. Who should we bring in?
Let's bring in Zahir.
All right. Zahir, please be kind enough to turn your camera on. In the meantime, I think let's bring in Mufizur Rahman because he's got his camera turned on, if that's okay. Yes.
It's okay.
All right. Over to you, Mufiz.
Hi, how are you doing?
Absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for asking me. And I'm not sure whether you asked Fadil as well. Over to you, Mufiz.
Okay. The best advice I got: starting your morning in a productive manner is all you need to have a successful life. Is having a morning routine important. Morning is the most important part of the day since it influences the whole day. Having a productive morning routine leads to have a productive day. Wake up early in the morning allows us to have a productive and happy ahead. Nothing can bring happiness to you except you your own actions. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Mufizur Rahman, for expressing yourself. Indeed, waking up early in the morning can let you have a productive day and very, very progressive. I'm not
When
sure,
we wake
Fadil.
up early in the morning, like we'll be so relaxing.
Yes, indeed,
Yeah.
very, very true. How about you,
Sometimes.
Fadil? Are you an early bird?
Yeah, we can take. Yeah, yes,
Yeah. Actually am.
we can take early decisions like without wasting our time.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Let's not waste time on the session as well. I'm going to take Mufizur Rahman's advice
Yeah. True.
immediately and get into
Yes.
execution. Mufiz, please be kind enough to sign out from StreamYard and join us via YouTube and Facebook so that we will be able to listen to your comments and your
Indeed,
expressions as
indeed.
well. Indeed, thank you very much. All right, last but not least, we have Zahir backstage. Hello, Zahir. How are you keeping?
Yes. Hello, sir. I'm fantastic.
Excellent. Over to you, Fadil
How
Irshad.
are you? So, the best advice I have ever got
So
was
Zahir,
what
how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hello.
Sorry, Zahir.
Hello?
Sorry, Fadil. I think the network's a little bit slow, so everybody's media is going up and down.
Yeah.
And on my cue, I would like to request Zahir to continue with his sharing of the best advice he has ever got. Over to you, Zahir.
Thank you, sir. So, the best advice I have ever got was whatever you do, give it 100%. Forgive and forget and let it go. The best advice I have ever got was from my mom. Listen to people's advice who has nothing to lose or gain from your decisions. Thank you.
Powerful, powerful advice. Listen to the advice of people who have got nothing to gain or lose when they give you that particular advice. It is something that is very, very important and very, very necessary for all of us to identify and understand that that is advice that is lifeless. And it is advice that is nurturing. It's not alive, but it helps you grow, right? So, do you forgive and forget is the question that everybody on the social media feeds, and I hope people are able to answer and join in on their comments. Do not run away. We'll be back right after a quick commercial. Thank you very much, Zahir, for joining us. Looking forward to catching you on the social media feed. Absolutely amazing delivery. And looking forward to having more of you on the more shows to come.
Thank you, sir.
Stay tuned, don't run away. Myself and Father Lirshan will be having a quick chat on exactly what it is that we understood over here. Right now, it's time for a quick break. As a coach, when you work with children, you identify newer learning patterns on how they can be taught. You put effort on talent, it becomes a skill.
My ambition is to become an army officer. The ambition gives us the direction. I think by becoming an army officer, I can do a lot to save my country. When we have a clear ambition, we can find the proper guidance.
It is not easy to achieve anything in this world without effort.
However, we must keep on our own attention to select the right decision.
It is always best to set high goals to get there.
As we are children, this is a big confusion among us.
And each and every young learner's learning pattern is different. They work on based on emotion.
Well, I would like to thank coaches and because Sandhya has got a remarkable improvement after joining this program.
Never underestimate the mind. Adil Irshan, I'm sure you're very, very happy with the hosting that you conducted this time. Do tell me
Really
what
happy.
it is that you felt.
I felt really happy and thankful that I've been able to do this actually. I wouldn't be able to do this unless I've joined this platform. I wouldn't be able to put out my feelings to public and teach them something. So I'm really thankful for you guys for giving me a chance to host this.
All right, that's very, very nice of you to say so. Can you tell me a little bit about the evaluations that you could give for some of the speakers as well, without giving their names?
So I think that they had some good sense of humor, and I think that they had a lot of information in them, and they were really relatable. Yeah.
Would you be able to share some insights as to how you would be doing this particular hosting session better next time? Some
Like
improvements to your method.
I would say in the technical side, a better internet connection,
Okay.
and I think more vocal variation. I feel like I lacked on that,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a bit more focus on what everyone is saying. I feel like I left out on some parts on I feel like that I left on some important parts in which they are telling, and I only went to the part which I understood. So I think it's better if I had more understanding and a lot more focus on what they're saying.
Okay. All right. So if you had more time to absorb and to manage and understanding, it would have really helped you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Is there any distractions or anything that you could be able to manage in your background, like the sounds of vehicles or anything like that? Do you think that there are better solutions for you to look for?
Actually, I can change room. I can keep the door
Yes.
locked because I didn't lock the door right now. So I think I could keep the door locked.
Yes. Keeping the door locked would really help on live sessions as well. Okay. Last
Yeah.
but not least, are you looking forward to hosting another show, but the next one 100%? on your own and without me being around?
Absolutely.
All right, you're ready for the challenge. All right, let's make arrangements for that. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, everybody. A big thank you and a big shout out to all our viewers joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and everybody else around the world. And if you are watching this feed after it is just uploaded on YouTube, later on, and if it's not live, please don't leave without dropping in a few comments or reaching out to us. We are looking forward to growing our network, and each and every fisher is bound with the responsibility of throwing in inspiration. Thank you so much for the care and the hearts. Looking forward to having more of you in the future to come. Thank you very much. Goodbye.